Hello and welcome back to the Chatter Cave podcast, where, we have random conversations about various media topics in forms of reviews usually, or if I can think of a random ass topic, just a random discussion. I'm your host, Thomas Hughes. I'm joined by the lovely Hayden, aka Nicolette. And today we're going back to what we were doing before we kind of ran out of time last time when we covered Mandalorian. And
slagging off Alex.
No, we're covering.
That was in private.
Yes, that was in private. That was. Now we're covering the Reef, Stalked, the fourth movie in obviously this director's sort of natural type quadrilogy. I like to say it is. Fifth, you count that really shit jungle film, but I'm not counting that. I'm counting the two duologies. That's all I'm counting. Obviously, it was released in 2020. A good fucking. 2010 the first one, so a good 12 years after the original, in the same sort of vein as the Blackwater movie, which was a good 13 years after the original. So yep 13 years. So we had a 12-year gap and a 13-year gap between these movies. And yeah, just like that movie, it showed why there's a massive gap. Because if you you held obviously the original up and you held its sequel up, you're just gonna go and watch the original.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, honestly, I think I prefer the Blackwater 2 movie. I mean, I thought it was mediocre, but at least it kind of offered a bit of tenseness. I mean, after this second shark attack, it didn't really do anything till the end. Whereas the Blackwater one, when it happened, it was like it was always there and lurking, and they had nowhere to go. Whereas this, it's like it just vanishes. At least with the first Reef, at least it was the tenseness of them keep looking underwater, like shit. Where is it? Where is it? Like it was constant. This doesn't. It it has the first attack, which is quite a bit into the film. It has a second attack straight away afterwards. Then it slows down heavily, and it's like, okay, we're us three survivors. Let's go. And at not any point in this movie did I really think anyone else was going to die in this film. Like, at no point, even when they fell in the water, there was no point that made me go, they're going to die in this. Like, this is the lowest body count of any of these movies. If you look at Blackwater, had a body count of 3. 2 to the croc. 1 was technically the croc, but it was like a very delayed death. Second Blackwater film obviously had another 5 this time. Obviously had the 2 at the start and the 3 guys. That movie just basically summed up as the crocodile dick. He's a cock muncher. And then you look at the Reef, there was a body count of 2, 3, 4. So we had 3, 4, and 5. Whereas this has 1.
Technically, it has 2, only 1 from the shark. The first kill is the boyfriend.
Well, that's very true.
He drowns one of the character's sister. I still couldn't work out.
That's funny.
I couldn't work out if the 2 blonde girls were also sisters with that sister that died. The one on the platform.
Yeah, or it's just that she's just one.
Because they kept saying "mum," like they both had the same mum, but then she did say "your sister."
I'm guessing there was like stepsisters. Like, I'm guessing them 2 are actually siblings in terms. And then making this.
It could be that
maybe those 2 had the same dad.
Maybe the half sister, maybe. I don't know.
I'm very confused. It is very confusing. Yeah. I just thought of that. I never really thought into that. That's a very plot confusion.
Because they made it seem like
they're related.
They're related
from the mum quote.
That one sweet of quote of her saying "your sister." It was just.
So that's something that's never explained.
Yeah, are those 3 actually related? And then you got the throwaway, obviously, character that died. Another blonde one. Had a lot of blondes.
A lot of blondes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of blondes and just one Asian.
Yeah, and she's like, well, I'm fucking surrounded here.
And as you say, if you ignore the pre-death
Yes.
at the start.
The one that causes the trauma in the first
Yeah.
place. The reason why they're here.
It's like one death by the shark, and it's just like, what was the point?
Mm.
Like, I mean, at least one more. You at least want one more just to basically, so you can fear like what's going to happen. Like, as I say, you don't. It lets go of the kid, and the kid survives, and you like.
What a feature that they've done. Joe, they said that those kids' dads went off like fishing.
Still bodies.
We should have seen them get attacked. Like that's what. Like they go off, but they see the pair, like those two guys, either already dead, or we actually see them getting attacked in the distance whilst on the island.
Like you saw a boat or something, and the boat was kind of trashed.
Or maybe the dad goes to go save the kids, and then they die in the process or something like that.
I think it would have worked better as you saw a damaged boat, and then you like, what the hell, and they pull like an arm out the water, and like, oh my god, bit like Ian Jaws when they found the boat and the heads in the boat, like something like that to make you go, okay, the shark means business, but seeing it kill one person and bite a little kid, it's just like, it's not really meaning business. It's not. It's going after them. It's stalking them, but it's not actually doing any real damage.
You know, it's bad when I fell asleep. I actually fell asleep.
I think I may have fell asleep as well.
Yeah, because it was.
I never fell asleep when I first watched it, but I thought I remembered it a bit better than this. But as I said, I honestly, I think why I preferred Abyss is for the fact that obviously it's got a well-established cast in terms of the two of its stars, so I know two of them are. So you know, it's the case of yes, you can act. It's, at least you got two people that can actually fully act, and it's not going to feel low budget. And it, I say, you always felt like more people were going to fucking die in this movie. Like it was literally like constant killing. Like it killed two people off the bat, and it's just like, okay, I fear for these people now. Whereas this, it doesn't. Like it just takes one, bites another, and then that's it. Really, it comes back, knocks the boat around and stuff. That's all it did most of the time. Is just knock the boat around. I just don't know. It's
got some really good shots.
It's got really good underwater shots again. Like the underwater shot. I mean, the underwater shots are probably better than the first one because it's more modern cameraing. A bit like with Abyss, it looks newer. It looks really good.
Integrated a lot better.
But it's just like everything else about it. I mean, there's better shark attack movies out there.
The story is boring, and the action's boring, but the shots look good. Shots are the only thing that I think really
save it.
Yeah.
But even that, you can't really save it too heavily. Because, as I say, these type of movies, you want a bit of action. Not heavy, but like as I say, another death or another hinting at death.
Or people been dying. Like we saw like stranded parts as they were like going through and coming closer to the island. Remember, because showing like the more sharks or other sharks have been killed. Like, just to show more carnage, at least something happening. Because literally, I was like, we was watching it and they're going to the island, and then I must have fell asleep and I woke up. They're going, "Yes, we did it." I'm like, what the fuck?
And they're fighting the shark.
And then they must have.
There's literally, if that's the case, it was we only fell asleep for a few moments because nothing happens at that point. I remember this entire thing. Nothing really happens. Like they get through it and that's it. And then obviously the big end scene.
And there's the actual fight, but they seem like they already killed it. I was like, what?
No, it's the case of they're celebrating because they got to the island. Well, obviously they never got there because they had to fight it first. Literally, all this film offers over the original is the fact that it's got obviously a lot better shots in terms of these underwater shots.
High quality cameras.
You say high quality cameras. Fuck. Back up. The fact it doesn't do a copy paste ending.
True.
Like Blackwater did. Blackwater Abyss copied and pasted the ending of Blackwater.
Bang.
Whereas this didn't, for the fact that the first one, shark survived, just one person traumatized, and then that fucking really stupid ass fucking end text. Whereas this gets in the water, stabby while picturing the guy drowning.
And it has been established a lot of the stabbing stuff because before, initially, when they go swimming,
get fish.
They're catching fish.
Three times they had fish. They had fish twice at the start, and then they had it when she had it later on when that's when they went back. That's the other thing I think it offers a bit more over the first one. It does have a bit of a traumatizing theme within it. For the fact that the first one didn't really have a theme. It was just a case of,
Oh yeah,
we're going on holiday, yay!
it's more she got traumatized at the end.
Whereas this is the one where it's like literally
traumatized from the start.
Yeah, for the fact that her sister's actually been killed by a abusive
and she's
boy,
always picturing from her sister's perspective
of being drowned,
the boyfriend drowning her.
And then for some reason also from the boyfriend's perspective.
Yeah, this is a bit weird.
she's got the sight of both of them choking, being drowned. But from that angling, it could be him getting drowned as well. It's both of them drowning.
She's got both of them.
She's killing both of them. But yeah, it's got obviously that more darker theme to it. And it's say for the fact that obviously that's the reason they're going there. Obviously they were going there originally, but now they're kind of
more. The dead sister wanted to go there. It was her dream to go there.
So now
we're going there to pay tribute to her and kill her other friend.
Exactly. So now it's the case of they're gonna go there and obviously get their friend killed. But to be fair, they do save a kid.
Yeah.
And they do befriend the kid. At the end, when she calls him
how's your leg and stuff,
and she's like, "Oh, they call me Shark Girl. It's got the bite and everything," and then the fucking signal shit.
Oh no, love a boy.
And then obviously you see the plaque to the two friends that died. Obviously, it does offer that, and it does offer a nicer ending than the first one, so it's not as
traumatic ending.
Yeah, basically, if you think about it, Blackwater, the first one, offered a very traumatic ending. Yeah, she got out, but it was very traumatic. Abyss offered a bit of a nicer ending for the fact that both of them got out. Then obviously you look at the Reef was traumatic. Stalked was nice. So
it's kind of
sequel, basically the originals are very traumatic endings, whereas the sequels are very nice endings.
They're all very opposite to each other. Like the first Black one, obviously it's the pregnant one dies. Second one, the pregnant one survives. The first Reef, all except one die. This one, only one dies.
That is fucking a good comparison there. That's
They are very opposite to each other.
They are very opposite. And also, if you think about it, the Reef and Blackwater both start with nice endings and end sad. Blackwater Abyss and the Reef Stalked both start with sad endings.
Dark starts.
Yes, we
both
got ourselves confused then.
A dark beginning
and a sad ending for the fact that obviously it's the start of Blackwater. It was literally just having fun, enjoying themselves, obviously and whatnot, and then at the end, all but one survives. Obviously, Blackwater Abyss offered you the start was the two couple getting murdered eaten. I can't really say murdered because.
Nom nom nom.
It's a crocodile. It's not going to murder you. It comes out with a fucking knife. Die, you sons of bitches! And obviously, then it ended with two of them surviving. Obviously, so the pregnant one actually surviving for a change. Then the Reef started with the fact that again, holiday, woo, swimming, we're having so much fun,
joyful.
Whereas the Reef Stalk start with it started a little bit with that because they're having a bit of fun,
bit of joy, but
and then
away,
instantly when you see the boyfriend, obviously you see her face because
straight away you can tell that he's abusive.
I mean, there's a mark on her arm,
mark on her arm. The red flag of him again, like I told you, I got a lift, and come and take you with me. And
then the fact that obviously he can see him in the background fucking arguing, he's like get in the fucking car.
You know he's abusive.
Yeah, and obviously they said then she dies, and obviously at the end, nice ending of them. Whatnot. So there are very polar. The sequels are very polar opposite to the first. Obviously in the start and ending, and also in the quality in terms of ratings.
Yes, and
like
we're
very exactly. I mean, we're very high on the first ones, and we're very clearly low on these sequels.
Yes, the first ones are always better, and the second ones struggle to get your attention.
I just honestly. Not by a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe like 1.5-ish. I prefer Abyss. And so I think it is literally just the fact there's an established cast and you actually feel like there's people going to die for the fact there's more people dying. And obviously you're seeing it from their perspective of, it's dark and it's like, fuck, it's so tense down here. Like, how the fuck am I going to get out of here? Whereas this is the case of you always know there's some sort of... They've got boats. There's an island. like we know there's a bit of safety there, and I say that fucking they're constantly just having the boat knocked around. It's just like, yeah, when are you gonna get eaten or what?
The boat gets knocked, and then the shark appears quite further away. And like,
Yeah,
how the fuck did that
I
get
said that
knocked?
to you. It's like one of the last people. It was when
Yes.
I can't remember now. Obviously, the non-blonde gets knocked in the water. By obviously the shark hitting the boat, and then next minute when they look up, the shark is so far in the distance coming at them, and it's just like, what the? How the fuck's it swim all the way over there to instantly come back up? It's like, what the fuck? At least with the other one, it was like always just kind of circling them, which was kind of cool. It was kind of like, it was very tense, and I feel like because them being in the water, like that's what made it more tense. I think that's what made every single one but this one that tense, because they actually were stuck in this area. So the first one was stuck in a tree, and like there was literally nowhere to go. Obviously Abyss, they was stuck underground, and there was nowhere to go apart from in the water to get out. And obviously the Reef, they're stuck in the water, nowhere to go but to swim to try and hope for land. Whereas this, they're on boats.
They're on boats. They know where they have to go.
They've got fucking a machete. Yeah. They've got weapons. They've got netting, and it's just
like the motorboat
doesn't work.
Weird reason breaks.
So they got a paddle.
There's no explanation why it breaks, because like, oh, there's nothing trapped in it. The petrol's fine. What the fuck's going on? It just randomly stopped working for no reason. And the shark seems to attack for no reason either. Like, a shark wouldn't attack someone standing on a big wooden like float.
So there's no legs in the water.
There's nothing moving. There's no.
It's just this thing moving. Obviously, all that's going to see from below is like a massive square.
Like,
whereas with like say a surfer, it'll look like a seal from above. And same with if you look at the first Reef, you'll see them and think, oh, maybe seals. Whereas this, it's like a massive just platform in the water. It's just like
it had no reason to come up to attack it. Like there was literally
with that,
little brother.
No, it reminds me of.
Water.
It's like they just watched the Meg and was like, let's just copy that one scene from the Meg where obviously the final act, all in the water, Meg's coming at them, everyone gets out the water. Obviously a lot of people are clambering onto these fucking platforms in the middle of the water. But obviously there's a lot of vibration from that because there's multiple fucking people barreling this for it to come up and chomp on it. So it's like they tried to do that, but it's just one person.
Makes no sense of one person.
It's a small person.
One kid on that flat platform, not splashing in water at all whatsoever. Literally, you can even see it from the bottom. It's
the build up to that was stupid, but I do like the fact that it attacked a kid. That's very rare in a horror movie. These sort of animal attack movies, it's usually adults. Obviously, the one exception is obviously say Jaws. It reminded me of the first Jaws when obviously the kid got killed at the start. Well, midway through when it obviously turned him upside down and fucking dragged him under. It reminded me of that, but obviously about the kid dying. So I do like that they had the kid get attacked. It's just that
I felt like it was the wrong kid, the one that was actually in the water paddling. I think should have been. Yeah,
and obviously he managed to sort of squirm his way free or something. Yes. He got to shore.
Because they were very.
And that one who was on the platform, she could have got to him and gone, quick, get on, I'll get you to shore. And obviously they both got to shore by paddling. Obviously that actually would have made sense because you say he was splashing like hell at, when obviously the scream shark.
Whereas that one seemed more smarter, and she noticed the shark in the first place. Anyway.
So that would have made sense. Like she screamed shark, and that's obviously.
And he took the other ones a while to even understand what the hell she was trying to say.
That's why should he use diver lingo?
Yeah.
The fin to the center. It's a fin to the center of the dome. That means shark.
Because you don't want to shout it.
I've seen a lot of movies, so I know it's literally
a lot of shark movies.
That's the symbol for sharks in the water. Is like a fin on your head. That's the way of warning other people that possible danger
without doing like splashing about and stuff.
That and the fact you can't go.
What's that lesson?
What the hell's he just say? I don't know. He just said blah 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 blah. Oh, he said shark. Gary. I think Gary's dead, guys.
Oh no, Gary Busey's dead.
But yeah, it's just like there's a smarter way they could have done that. But I do like the fact that it showed the fact that it's not going to basically not target kids. But like these, they don't really target them. It just goes for the adults.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they actually targeted it. It's just, as you say, there was a better way of doing it. I think that's this film's problem. It chose the wrong path for some
It
stuff.
goes for like what they think looks better than, like, yeah, okay, a shark jumping out of the water just look cool, but
It's another one. It's another one that could have been better. Like Abyss, it could have been better if they took a few different paths.
Yes.
And it would have been a more complete movie. It kind of, the whole obviously fact that you only get that one death. It kind of reminds me of there's a film called Black Country Trail. It's about a bear, and it takes forever to get to a point, and when it does, you get one bear kill, and that is it. And it's actually, I like how that went now, because obviously I like the sort of the whole idea of like it's then just like her like trying to survive in this wilderness and try and get to someone. I like that. It's just the fact that it took so long to get to something. Like it took even longer than the Reef did. It took like most of, it's like how long was the film for? It's like an hour, is it 40 or 50 movie? And it took an hour before you even saw the bear. Like it was, most of the runtime was just them like basically camping, and it's just like the fuck? Like this is like I think on Rotten Tomatoes, like critically, it was like a decent rating, but then like audience was like really bad. And I was like, oh come on, let's see how this truly is. And I was watching it, I was just like, no, for a change, I'm siding. Well, for most of my occasions against the critics, I'm siding with the audience because it wasn't that great. It was honestly boring, and it was very upsetting because the fact that I was looking forward to it. It's one that I've wanted to watch for years. Like I've had it for so long, and I was never bothered watching it. And it was during my month-long binge of horror in October. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to finally watch it. I'm going to sit down and finally watch it. Because I was, at that point, I was doing like some sort of natural horror. Because I was watching like Jaws and like Lake Placid and stuff like that. I think, if I remember correctly. And it was just that I was just so let down by it. I was like, that was not worth all these years of going, oh, I might watch that film. It sounds pretty interesting. No, it was fucking trash. See, I love a good survival horror. But you have to do it right. Dragging it out too much is a wrong thing. Like you need to sort of establish a lot of stuff early on, like the threat early on. Like literally, you can get a short film out of it, like an hour 30. Like that's the only good thing that goes for these. They are short movies. They are only literally an hour and a half long. That's the only good thing that goes from. I think any longer, and it gets even worse. That's why I think a lot of these sort of survivor type ones, like I think The Shallows, I think that's only quite a short thing. Crawl, that's only a short one, if I remember correctly. That's because these type of films work best as short, because you need to get straight into you need to establish that there's a threat there, and you need to get straight into it quite early on, and then it's a fight for survival for the rest of the movie with that constantly barreling down on you. You need to do that, or else if like with this and with that, you drag it out for a while, and then you don't offer that much to draw people's attention to keep on the screen. And then, it's by the time you've actually started to get attention, the film's over. And it's just like, what was the point of seeing through it? That's just my personal opinion with these types of movies, how you need to sort of do it against how they actually have done it with this and that film.
Okay.
What? It's the truth. It's the goddamn truth, you sons of bitches. But yeah, so anything you want to talk about yourself?
I haven't really, because like the second one,
Blackwater.
yeah, I just wasn't interested.
Just boring.
Yes, boring to the point where I fell asleep. So yeah.
I just honestly think this was more boring than that one.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I don't know how you think on that. So I know you
visually it was a lot better
because you can see.
Yes, you can see there's a lot more better nature shots. There is nature shots.
Yeah, because realistically, there's not really going to be that much nature within Abyss because it's an abyss.
I'd say it was as boring as the other one, but it looked better. That's what I'd say.
So we're kind of on different wavelengths here.
Okay.
Obviously, one thing I did want to bring up, obviously, I mentioned the fact that there was another film that came out the exact same year, the exact same sort of idea of people trapped in the water, trying to get to some sort of land, and there's a shark trying to get them. And obviously, I was like, both cases are very similar in terms of DVD. So I managed to actually find my DVD copy. Because obviously, we watched this on DVD. I think you can access this film on Now TV. But obviously, I have the DVD, which cost me like a $5. But probably as much as you'd want to pay for something like this. And obviously, I've got the other one, which also cost me a $5. Again, that's pretty worse than this. Because its visuals in terms of CGI are just fucking awful. So we have the Reef Stalked. Someone on a little, is it canoe or kayak?
A kayak.
Kayak. We had this discussion last time.
Yes.
Was like, where is it canoe or kayak? So you got this lovely woman screaming for her life on a kayak. Shark right behind her. Nom nom nom. Water's got a slant. Sharks bursting out. And then we have a film called Shark Bait, which again,
same font, same
background lighting, same angling of the water, same sort of shark shot. But obviously, the only difference is the sharks have different colours slightly. If you look at the colouring of the shark compared, it's a bit dark, like a bit more bluer on that one.
And that one's facing more at her, then that one's facing a little bit more
to the camera. And it's someone on a water mobility
jet ski.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to say it's like someone on like another water type.
On the kayak and one on jet ski.
Obviously, this one's on jet ski, and getting attacked. Obviously, this one's got a bloke on the back. But obviously, the only difference with these, I'd say, is the fact that that's actually in the movie type shot. Like that's an actual shot in the movie, whereas that
is not.
That's not really like it just knocks him off it. And that's it. So that's not really present. Like even when they're on a boat at the end. Yeah, there's kayaks attached to the boat, but they're on the boat, not the kayak. Whereas that obviously is an actual part of it, because obviously that is about a bunch of kids that basically essentially steal some jet skis. Like they try and rent them, but there's no one there, and then they're like, "Oh, we can steal them. We'll bring them back later on." And they're basically stupidly, as you can see there, doing stunts and whatnot, and fucking hit each other with the jet skis. And basically, they're all trapped on one jet ski.
Of course.
And there's a shark in the water. But if I'm correct, there's two. I swear there's two sharks in this film. Can't remember.
Two.
And basically, it's like obviously them trying to survive on this jet ski. One goes off to try and get some help. Gets near to a boat, so he's actually like literally inches away from salvation, and then gets eaten by a shark.
Of course.
And I was just saying they're all trapped on this fucking jet ski, with the shark trying to get to him. But I think it's worse just for the fact that it's a bunch of kids. Kids are the teenagers are very annoying in movies.
Oh yeah.
And I mean the fact that how it all happens is them stealing jet skis that they didn't have to steal, and then that
one's more morning.
Then fucking crashing into each other because they're doing stupid ass stunts to show off. That just like is stupid. Whereas they say with this, it's the morning, they're going on a holiday, and basically, they get stalked by a shark. I mean that's not even in the shot. That's not even in the film. It's like a
CGI shot.
It's a really bad. How's it? I'm gonna show it to camera. It's a really bad CGI shark shot on the back of the DVD case, which isn't like even in the movie. There is some like shots of the shark in CG, which is like terrible. Because it's just like with Blackwater Abyss, it decides to add that extra layer of CG for certain shots where it's just like we can't actually utilize a shark here. We're gonna have to add some CGI just to make it a bit more not necessarily believable, like just in terms of actually be able to do it, actually be able to do this shot, and just like Abyss, they're not the greatest of CGI shots, but just like that, it's positive is its nature shots.
Yes.
It's actual shots of a shark, and just the fact that it was a bit dark in terms of its tone, and it actually attacked a kid. That's very rare. But other than that, it just doesn't offer anything compared to the first one. I know the first one looks very dated.
Yeah.
And it's very similar premise of the people just trapped on water, but it still offered more tense moments. It still offered more carnage. Not bloody carnage, just death. And as I say, you always felt like they're at risk of dying.
Yes.
Whereas this, you never really felt they're at risk of dying, which is a shame because these type of movies you want to feel like that character could die. Obviously, in terms of like these bigger budgeted ones, when there's a famous actor or something in it, you're always kind of like, I doubt that person's gonna die. Like if you look at say like the Lake Placid movies, so back to a Crocodile one, that's a very famous cast. Like you never really expected them to really die, but obviously that film's more aim is being like it's more goofy ass type movie because it's more of a comedy, but just obviously that horror element in there. Same goes for Anaconda. It's stuff like Ice Cube and obviously Jennifer Lopez. Like you never really expected them to fully die because obviously they're quite big stars. Obviously, especially the music industry, and you never really expect them to die. But you got obviously established like Owen Wilson who are dying in it. You've got fucking the guy from the National Treasure movies in it who's dying from it. He was in Transformers as well, wasn't he? And like most of the cast, you think okay, there's 50. Like, there's a lot of famous people, so there's a good chance like one or two of them are gonna cark it, or at least, especially when there's no extras. Whereas Lake Placid, there's a lot of like extras, like the extra police, mainly just the extra police. Like you were guaranteed that someone was going to die because these are all just extras. These are definitely going to fucking kick the bucket. Whereas like say Anaconda, they're all pretty much established stars, and you're just like, there's a good chance that none of these are going to die. But when they start dying, you're like, oh fuck, I didn't see that coming. Whereas this, obviously, they're not really established stars, so you can say, yes, there's 50% chance of someone's going to cark it. And they don't. It's just... Nah. At least with Abyss, at least it offered fucking more deaths and more tense moments with the fact that the croc was literally...
Yeah.
They were literally stuck on like a little bit of rock. Whereas this, it's like... They're stuck on a boat. We're safe. The shark just likes to knock us around a bit. We've also got a machete that can kill it. It's just... I remembered it better than I have watched it today. Whereas with Abyss, I remembered it worse before I rewatched it, and I remembered it a bit... I was a bit more kinder with my rating. I think didn't I give it like a 5 or something like that? I said it was like mediocre. Whereas I know you went for like a 3. But I say I remembered it better the second time. This time I remembered it a lot better the first time, and I've heavily dropped my rating on this a bit more than
which is
I would have liked. So obviously, if I was to give this a rating, as I say, with all these points I pointed out across it, I'm gonna go down from what I originally was giving it, which was I was gonna give it a point. Obviously, add a 0.5, but I'm not. I'm gonna give it what you. If I remember correctly, what you gave the second Blackwater. I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 10. I honestly remembered it better. I don't know if it's because I'm tired watching it or if it's just the fact that, no, it is actually a shit film.
Yeah. I'll give it a 4. It's 3 because I would give it a 3 because how boring it is, but because I know shots are actually better, adds an extra point.
So we're like on different wavelengths of these movies.
It's still shit, but... Like they get a point for at least doing some nice shots. At least with the other one, not a single shot was really nice. They're all boring. Just
on way different wavelengths here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so then that gives the Reef Stalked, the Chatter Cave overall rating of 3.5 out of 10. That's about as much as it deserves, really.
Yes.
Even if you did just round it up a bit because of the nature shots, that's you literally just
they got a point.
You literally just admitted it's basically a 3, so
yeah,
it's 3.5. I'm
gets a point for being nice.
I'm reasonable with a 3.5. I'm reasonable with that because that's why I was originally going to give it a 0.5. I'm glad I didn't because then I would have to try and do maths to try and figure out what it was between 3.5 and 4. To be honest with you, the answer is would be a 3.8.
The answer is work out yourself. No idea.
I think it's a 3.8 off the top of my head.
I can't be asked.
I think it would be like a 3.75. Makes it. I don't know. It's something. I don't give a shit because it's a 3.5. Okay. MVP. The shark. For that one. But even then, it didn't do much. I like the shots of it, but it didn't do much. So I don't even want to give it to the shark. There's not really a single cast member that really jumped off the screen at me.
I mean, Give to Annie because the Annie are okay joke.
Yeah, but it
There's nothing else to do.
Seems forced.
Yeah.
I feel like for the first time ever,
the MVP is the water. I don't know.
I feel like for the first time ever,
no,
there is no MVPs. No one in this movie deserves an MVP.
So no runner-up either.
So there will not be no runner-up. Honestly, if you want to see a good female-driven survival, like killer animal movie, watch The Shallows. Goddammit.
Mm-hmm.
Or watch The Crawl. Two female-driven animal attack films. That it has like guy characters in it, but they're very. It's more focused on them. They're just like obviously in Shallows. It's more of they're just bodies.
Yes.
In Crawl, is more of emotional support.
Yeah.
So if you want to see better survival horrors with female protagonists, watch those two movies. Way better than this.
Definitely. Let's go with Lario.
Okay. Is there any sort of favorite moment really for you? I mean, that one shot of the shark. I said for you, the shark when it fucking hit the side of the boat. Yeah,
that's probably the best shot.
That was like my favorite shot.
Nice.
That was like one of the last. Like, it's the one thing that drew me back in right at the end was that one shot. But even then, I didn't feel like it was going to eat him.
And afterwards, it was the flashback to the boyfriend drowning the...
Which, you know, gave us reminders of someone. Not strangling someone, just the face. And yes, I know you're kicking something under the desk because that's the picture of the person we're reminding of. So what are you going to say for favourite?
The same thing.
I'm going to say the shot of the shark as well.
Yeah.
It's the only shot that really fucking...
It was the best shot.
It was the best shot of the shark. Attacking.
Yeah.
And... it's the one thing that actually kind of woke us up a bit more. Okay. I can't really think it. My question here is, what would you say is your favourite?
Would you say give a better film?
What would you say is your favourite like killer animal type movie, like natural horror? That's a good question. And whatever it is, put it in the comments below. Along with if you've seen this film, a rating and. If you think it's decent, if you think it's shit, let us know your thoughts on it. And yeah, obviously you can check obviously this podcast out on YouTube if you want the visuals of me showing DVD cases, or you can just listen to it on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, you name it. It's on most fucking platforms.
The
link's always in the description on YouTube, and please send the links on the Facebook page for this channel. Yes, it's not important now. And yeah, obviously that is this little binge done. This Australian binge. So we do have a few more slots left this month. We have 3 more. One I'm guaranteeing Connor's on because I've already spoke to him and I've already come up with a topic which I'll tell you about, and we're arguing about the topic.
Another Australian film.
So I'll talk to you about that. Obviously, and we have 2 TV shows I kind of want to talk about. One that's actually going to be finished when we're reviewing it, and one that we're just catching up on to the point of it being finished up to date.
Yes.
So we kind of want to talk about that, and then after that, obviously, it's another theme we're going to go into, but I do want to do a lot more just talking ones, not like reviews, just like discussing.
Like the Mandalorian one.
Essentially, we reviewed it though.
Well,
we reviewed like pointing out stuff, but I mean like stuff like where we did the trailer talks before when we discussed the trailers. Like stuff like that, like it's an actual full-on discussion. Like what me and Connor used to do, what this reboot of podcast was originally designed for before it was just easy for you to step in instead of Connor. And that's why I kind of want to do like some more of them here and there. Like, so just like to break up like franchises. Like what we've done here, we broke up a franchise with, well not really a franchise, it's like 4 movies with like a different talk. Just to, so we got a bit more interested. We gave really high ratings, to then just get fucking shat on again. And I kind of want to do stuff like that a bit more. So I got a few topic ideas that I do want to do. I mentioned one earlier, which would be an interesting topic we could do. Obviously, when we was watching the film earlier, I was like, we could do that one. He was like, which side are you going to be on in that argument? I don't know. And so that would be an idea. But yeah, other than that, obviously, you can like, subscribe, and check out all the other videos. Obviously, so you can check out all the other 3 movies in this franchise we've covered. And obviously all the other podcasts we've done, and still the gaming stuff. Obviously, at the moment, when this goes out, I should have started Until Dawn, which was a very interesting delve into that that game. which is riddled with glitches on the PS5 port.
Of course it is.
And they're probably never going to fix it, because why would they? Because it's an old game. But yeah, other than that, I have been the host of Ranking Thomas Hughes. It's been the lovely Hayden aka Lickler, and we shall see you next time.
Bye.